In a dusty, cluttered workshop, nestled in the shadow of a towering hive city, a solitary figure bent over a workbench, illuminated by the flickering light of a single glow globe. The air had the smell of burning metal and the faint whine of a lost cutter. The figure was a tech priest, his augmented eyes darting back and forth as he meticulously dissected a broken cogitator core. His name was Alaric, a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and he was lost in his work. Alaric's mind was a whirlwind of data and ancient incantations. He muttered to himself as he worked, his words a mix of low Gothic and binary, as he tried to coax life back into the lifeless machine spirit within the core. His metal hands, a blend of flesh and gleaming cybernetics, moved with the precision of a master craftsman. Sweat beaded on his brow, and his heart, a complex mechanical device, beat steadily in his chest. The workshop door slammed open, and a gust of wind sent dust dancing through the air. Two blood angels, their armor scarred from countless battles, stepped in. Their crimson power armor was a stark contrast to the dull grays and browns of the room. The leader, a stern-faced sergeant, surveyed the area before approaching the tech priest. "Alaric," the sergeant called out, his voice resonating with the authority of a warrior monk. "We require your services." The tech priest looked up, his eyes focusing on the two figures that had dared to disturb his sacred sanctum. The blood angels were renowned across the galaxy for their valor and unshakable loyalty to the Emperor of mankind. Their very presence here, in the heart of the machine-worshipping Adeptus Mechanicus, was a testament to the gravity of their mission. "The Omnicia guides your steps," Alaric replied, his voice a monotone chant that seemed almost out of place amidst the chaotic symphony of his workshop. He knew better than to question the needs of such esteemed visitors. The Blood Angels had earned their reputation as the Emperor's chosen, and their battles were legend. The sergeant stepped closer, his power armor clanking against the floor. "Our strike force encountered an unforeseen enemy. We've captured one of their leaders, but his technology is beyond our understanding. We need you to interrogate it." Alaric's eyes narrowed as he set aside his tools, his curiosity piqued. The Adeptus Mechanicus prized knowledge above all else, and the chance to study an alien device was a rare opportunity. "You shall bring the specimen to me," he said, his voice a blend of excitement and caution. The two blood angels nodded and turned to leave, their footsteps echoing through the workshop. A few moments later, they returned, hauling a struggling Xenos creature in tow. It was unlike anything Alaric had ever seen. Its skin a mottled mess of metal and flesh, eyes burning with an eerie green light. The creature snarled and hissed, its limbs bound by heavy chains that rattled against the stone floor. "This is a Necron overlord," the sergeant explained, his grip tightening on the creature's armor. "We found it at the heart of a tomb world, orchestrating the awakening of its undying legions. It holds secrets we need to uncover." Alaric studied the creature with a mix of awe and trepidation. Necrons were ancient and enigmatic, their technology far surpassing that of the Imperium. The idea of dissecting such a being was both exhilarating and terrifying. "Very well," he said, gesturing to a large, circular table in the center of the room. "Secure him here." The blood angels complied, their movements swift and precise. They strapped the Necron to the table, its thrashing subsiding as it recognized the futility of its struggles. Alaric approached, his robes whispering against the floor. He placed his metal hands upon the cold, unyielding surface of the creature's armor, feeling the faint pulse of energy beneath his fingertips. "Calm yourself," Alaric spoke in a soothing yet firm tone, his eyes meeting the Necron's unblinking gaze. "You are in the hands of the Omnicia's servants now. Your secrets will be revealed." The Necron's metallic limbs ceased their struggling, its green eyes narrowing in contempt. "You are but a maggot wriggling in the belly of a corpse." It hissed in a language that was not its own, the words distorted by an ancient and malicious intellect. Alaric ignored the insult, his mind racing as he began to dissect the creature's armor. The Necron's technology was unlike anything he had encountered before, a fusion of ancient circuitry and alien biology, pulsing with an eerie luminescence that seemed to defy the very laws of physics. His augmented eyes scanned the intricate patterns, searching for any clue to its inner workings. As he delved deeper, he discovered an artifact nestled within the creature's chest cavity. It was a crystal, pulsating with an energy that seemed to resonate with the very fabric of the room. The crystal was surrounded by a complex web of wires and organic tissue, as if it were a living heart powering the Necron's unnatural form. The tech priest's breath caught in his throat. This was not just any artifact, but something of immense power and significance. The sergeant leaned in, his gaze sharp and assessing. "What is it?" "A phase shifter," Alaric murmured, his voice hushed with reverence. "It allows the Necron to move through time and space as easily as we walk. A relic of the Tan, no doubt." The sergeant's eyes widened. "Can you harness it?" Alaric hesitated, his metal digits hovering over the crystal. "Theoretically, yes, but the risk is immense. To manipulate such power is to dance with the very fabric of reality." The Necron's voice grew stronger, its body straining against the restraints. "You fools! The Tan gifted us with their essence, and you dare to defile it." Ignoring the creature's outburst, Alaric began the delicate process of removing the crystal. Each snip of the lost cutter sent a jolt of power through his arms, making the hairs on his neck stand on end. The room grew colder, and the very air seemed to thicken as the crystal's energy interacted with the workshop's machinery. Finally, the artifact was free. Alaric held it up to the light, watching as the glowing veins within it pulsed in time with the Necron's weakening struggle. He could feel the power coursing through his augmented body, whispering secrets of the ancients into his mind. The sergeant stepped forward, hand outstretched. "We must bring this to the chapter librarian." But as the crystal neared the sergeant, the Necron's eyes snapped open, and a burst of green energy shot from its fingertips. The room shook as the crystal was ripped from Alaric's grasp and reattached itself to the creature's chest with a sickening crunch. The Necron stood, its restraints now torn and useless. "You cannot comprehend the power you seek to wield," it sneered, its voice now clear and powerful. "Your kind is but a fleeting shadow in the grand tapestry of the cosmos." The blood angels drew their weapons, but the creature vanished, leaving only the echo of its mocking laughter. The room was once again silent, save for the low hum of the workshop machines. Alaric's heart raced, his mind racing with the implications of what had just occurred. The sergeant's expression was grim. "We've failed," he said, sheathing his sword. "But we know more now than we did before. We will find another way to stop the Necron threat." Alaric nodded, his thoughts a blur of ancient lore and newfound dread. The Necron's words echoed in his mind. "Your kind is but a fleeting shadow." He knew that the battle against the Necrons was far from over, and that the secrets of the phase shifter were now lost to them, for now. The two Astartes turned to leave, their footsteps heavy with the weight of their unfinished mission. As they exited the workshop, Alaric couldn't shake the feeling that the eyes of the universe were upon them, watching their every move. The Warhammer 40K saga was vast and ever-expanding, and their part in it was far from concluded.